I was wrong in doing what I did.
No, no! No! Are you listening?
Sean here, and I've got my son with me, and he's on crack. If you hear any music in the background, it's loud enough coming out of his AirPods that it's rattling his head. I have an idea, and I was thinking the next time, maybe next year when I go to the yard sale up there, I've got an idea, and I think he'll bite. He's been catfished by women, okay? So maybe, just maybe, that's getting a little iffy for him. Just bear with me, because there's a catfish at the end of the rainbow here, but I think I have a good idea. So we tell Lauren at the yard sale, somebody smarter than me talks to Lauren. I mean, I have no problem sitting down and just speaking to him like I would a normal interview when I was doing it for news sites, but talk to him and say, Lauren, I don't know if this is something that you picked up on, buddy, but this Church of God is real. I mean, they look to you and they look at you as some kind of example of what happens when the system breaks, what happens when you make a mistake and you end up paying for it for the rest of your life. There are people who value what you say, and this is not a joke, Lauren, this is real. I'm here. I drove all the way from wherever that person came from. If it's me, drove all the way from Kentucky. And I wanted to sit you down because there are people who care. Now, where am I going with this? Well, one, make him feel special. There's an instant win. Tell him some fake names. Tell him some fake services we've been having, like every Sunday we listen to a call. We start, every year we start from Emma and we go through until we finally end up, and I'm assuming he knows now because I think we've seen the text that he knows Casey was actually a dude. We talk about how there's a select group of us and we've been trying to email probation and parole, but they won't respond. We don't know if it's even getting through or if it's being filtered or if there's something going on that's trying to stop you from being able to get off probation. Now, we know he's never going to get off now. He's done. He will never get off probation and parole. So I do not feel bad about that. So what do we do if he asks probation and parole? We tell him, hold on, let's investigate, and we find out there's actually a mole in our camp. Somebody with a voice changer. You get him on there, and you have this person that we catch that hasn't actually been sending him, you have them apologize to Lauren. Oh, he would eat that up. Lauren, I really apologize. Some of the things you did made me very angry. Now, this is a guy right here that is going to just eat that up, and he's going to talk, and he's going to be magnanimous, and he's going to be philosophical, and we're all going to remain calm. We've exposed our mole, and if we want to push it, they work for Xavier. Now, do I think this will work? Yes, I do, because we're getting to the good part. Lauren wants somebody to talk to. So we tell him on whatever day everybody can agree on. We don't do it on Sunday, but maybe Friday. We listen to the calls, but we've kind of been through them too many times, and we want Lauren to actually talk with us and tell us his side of the story, tell us about what really happened. And we'll have people on conference call. We can have like fake voices, here, I'm in, yeah, tell them, like sound bites. Get everybody in the community to send in sound bites. And then you can have multiple people on the phone. And you tell him, well, it's kind of a half a joke, kind of half not, but in order to make this an official religion, read him what it constitutes to have a religion, a group of people with a common belief, and blah, blah, blah. We're non-profit, Lauren. Otherwise, we would try to do something, but because of the nature of this, because of you're involved, and they would see it as funding a criminal type organization, even though we explained to them that you are not a criminal. You were unjustly convicted. They pushed back. They said it was a conviction. So we're still trying to figure out how to do that, because you can get a pastoral salary in a parsonage, and there you go again. You don't promise it to him. You mention that it's something that a church can do. The dude I'm looking at on my screen right now would absolutely eat that up. Lauren wants to feel special. This is a way we could keep him on the phone at least once a week. Then some of the high-ups in the Church of God would actually talk to Lauren. And on the services, you could straight up say, look, Lauren, I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to record the services, nothing more. Because let's say you decide to stop in the future. We would have lost all of that. We would have lost all of that. You could even tell him that there are new members coming in similar situations, and this is how people are attracted to it. People who have done things in the past, and they sympathize with you, and some people who have been falsely convicted, and they're following your case because you're trying to get off probation and parole, and they have no idea how they're going to get off probation and parole. Even if he heard this video, even if he listened to it, I still think he would fall for it. I still think it's got some merit. So you get him going, and you see how long you can get him to do these services. If he eventually decides he doesn't want to do it anymore, that's okay, because we've got a female higher up. And she's going to continue to work for him because she's got some law experience. My son just interrupted me. I apologize. Let me get my train of thought. You got the female higher up, and she's the one that's got a little bit of law experience. She's the one who caught the mole. She's the one who caught the traitor. She knows all about Xavier. But this one can't string him along. This one simply speaks with him. Spend quality time. Spends time, quality time with you. Have some time. Oh, I hate that. So you've got Lauren, and he's talking to this woman who doesn't speak to him in any kind of romantic way. And he's going to be, oh my God, I have a question for you. How come every time I have a question, you don't answer my question? And you wait till I'm done answering the question. You've got all of these things with Lauren Armstrong that you could pull out. So you don't have her speak to him in a romantic way, because he's going to assume that. He's going to assume she's implying that spending this time is a future marriage. Even when he says something, she can say, Lauren, look, right now we need to focus on this legal stuff. I'm not really paying attention to that right now, but I need you to focus. He's not going to focus. He's not even going to pay attention to what she's saying. She's going to catfish him without even trying. Lauren can't help himself. It's a woman. She's on the other end of the line. Now we have to do something different this time. We can't have them be a super hot porn star or an actress. We can't have somebody looking like Malibu Barbie or Winnie, skinny, well endowed. We have to have an average woman, somebody who's average, and they have to be somebody who's cute enough that would grab his attention, and they have to constantly be talking about, well, I know I'm not that great looking of a woman, but because Lauren, he's gonna go nuts. I think you're beautiful, you're freaking amazing and awesome and very much special. The voicemails would come fast and furious. Hey, I just thought of something else. Give me a call, when you want to. Hey, just me, calling again. Want to see if you call me back. It's important. You're probably talking to Xavier right now. That's okay, I thought you wanted to help me. You know what's going to happen. That's all he knows. When he wants something, he's going to go and go and go until he gets it, and then he's going to waste the opportunity. But this time, the woman's going to say, look, you called me all day. You finally got me on the phone. And instead of talking about things that are relevant, you want to complain about things you can't change. Well, yeah, because it pissed me out. Lauren, I don't care if it pissed you off. I don't talk about things in the past. If that's what you want to talk about, I'm going to hang up. And if he continues, you hang up. And here come the text messages. She's already in a relationship because Lauren is going to treat it as a relationship. He's going to assume that this woman that's speaking to him is dating somebody else. As a matter of fact, Undertaker, as a matter of fact, Lauren, you could probably tell him, she's dating somebody. But it's not going well. It's not going well. She doesn't know what to do. Now, Lauren's going to give her advice. But we know what that advice is going to be. I think you need to kick him to the curb. You need to find somebody who's going to treat you like I respect women. You're going to find somebody to treat you like a real woman. So he's going to do everything he can to break her up. And what she's going to do is say, Lauren, I tried what you said, and it ended up working out great. I told him that I might leave him, and now things are really strong again. Then, a week later, well, he's back to his old ways. This is a hell for Lauren. No matter what he says, it helps out. No matter what he does, it helps out. Imagine that. Lauren giving his terrible advice, and it actually works. She could even say, well, I went back to 5th grade and I got this other girl on the phone and him on the phone. And, even when Casey was doing it, Lauren didn't bat an eye. He thought it was normal. Tell him you got a boyfriend. And, how long is it going to take for Lauren to say, well, did you tell him you were interested in me? No, Lauren, because right now I'm just trying to help you. I'm trying to organize more messages for the Church of God, trying to get you out there, trying to make sure people are aware of what's going on and that you're still here. I think a lot of people, Lauren, assumed that your situation was already taken care of, so I'm not really sure, what we need to do right now. Now, Lauren, he's going to push her. Anything to keep her on the phone. Maybe she makes a bad suggestion. And you tell him, right? And once you tell him, no. So you tell him right up front, I don't want to deal with probation and parole. If you tell them you're talking to me and they want anything to do with me, I'm done. Because I don't want to deal with them. Right now, we're not together. They shouldn't have a problem with it. Yeah, but we're trying to get together. That's what he would say. But you just make it clear. Look, I'm not interested in any. I've had my own legal things in my past. And Lauren has to have a real name to look up. There are common names you could just put out there. There are probably like 7 billion Elizabeth Smiths or Elizabeth Howards or something up in the Northeast. You can be close, but not closeness. Not close enough where he would expect you to drive down there. And she could just say, look, I can't explain to my boyfriend. I can't just explain that, hey, I need to go. I need to go down there and meet some guy. Because if he looks at you, he's probably going to be, a little intimidated. Those pictures of you out there with your big arms and you're kind of scary looking in those pictures. So you could just tell him or tell Lauren that, and he might buy that. Lauren, just don't ask me to come visit. I don't want to deal with probation and parole. I think we just need to keep this course steady. And let's see how long Lauren, because I'm curious, how long can he talk to a woman? He talked to Emma, but I think we know why he didn't like Emma. Because she wasn't white. She wasn't white. Although Ramona, I don't know if it was just desperation then, or it was her voice, or how she talked to him. Maybe he just didn't like Emma's voice. I don't know. Try it out. I mean, it would be... I don't know what nationality he thought Nathaniel was. Well, whatever it was, you can't make it any of his past. in his past. Can't have a New Zealand, can't have an Australian accent, you can't have, a voice like Winnie's. Got to be believable. Has to absolutely, can't be a robot, obviously. Has to absolutely be believable. And it has to be a woman. Then, at the peak, when you get Lorne and he's already professing his love and he wants to get married, you have the boyfriend come on unexpectedly. I've been listening to this call. You've been talking. And what do you think's going to happen? Is Lorne going to let her handle it? No. He's going to say, you need to shut up right now. And here we go. Rage monster. They're not even together. And he's raging against an enemy that shouldn't even be his enemy because they're not even in competition. Then, and only then, she might say, you know what? I've never had anybody take up for me before. I really like being your friend, Lorne. She likes being my friend. We're going to get married. I don't know how far the woman would want to take it. It's a long commitment. And Lorne is to the point now where he's difficult, even more difficult to deal with. His rage is funny, but it's not as funny as drunken funny. I do think whoever the new catfish is going to be is going to catch Lorne drinking. It's been enough time since he got in trouble that he's going to do it again. He's the guy who goes to church, is told not to do something, and will do it just because he was told not to do it. So I think, in my opinion, Lorne Lynn Armstrong, he's going to reoffend, and I think we are all in agreement. Have her tell him she's on some kind of weird diet, or she's on a weird workout, something where Lorne would try to adopt it. Not yoga, not nothing. And maybe have him bring up the phone calls with Casey. Yeah, I heard you like Twister. That's my favorite game in the world, but my boyfriend won't play it with me. Ding, 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 ding. He's in. She likes Twister like me. Then we have a little bit of fun. You tell him, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I've got a younger sister, and my mom is kind of hesitant for me to talk to you because my sister's a model. She's 15. She's a model, and she's always trying to get in my business and trying to get on the phone. So if she ever does, just please ignore her, because she might take my phone and call you. Just please ignore her. Then the 15-year-old calls a couple weeks later, and we see what happens. We finally find out, has this guy changed? Because all it's going to take is for the 15-year-old girl, quote-unquote, 15-year-old girl, to tell him, look, I'm never going to tell my sister. I can't let her ever know, because she'll be mad at me. And I like having one over her head. I like knowing that she'll never know. And then, yeah, well, her boyfriend, he's always texting me. It's funny. I'm 15, but I feel like I'm 23. I act like I'm 23, and I look like I'm over 18. Nobody knows. I can go vote. I can go to R-rated movies. Just feed him this. None of this should matter. The age should matter, but everything else, every single thing else, he would not hear. She looks 18. She acts like she's 23. This woman will never know. I'm in. That's exactly what he would say. Worshipping God forever and ever, I'm in. Instead of I'm in. I'm in. So in my opinion, this would work. All of this is specifically designed in my brain. Most of it's coming right off the top of my head, but I still think it would work. All of this is designed from things I've had stored up, things that I think would work. You make him feel special. You make him feel like this woman is wanting to help him because he knows, or if he thinks the woman is trying to help him, she must have an ulterior motive. She must want something to do with him more than just a friend. And then you have the 15-year-old getting on the phone. Now, is that messed up a little bit? Yes. Yes, it is. But do I want to know if he's changed? 100%. And in the hope that probation and parole would hear that this monster is still out there, this monster is still willing to talk to a young girl, even if it's a catfish. Look at Anxiety War and these other sites that go out and they catch these people. It's not official, but the cops, they get the record, they get the documentation, and it's over. Because once someone identifies themselves as a minor, and Lorne, he can't verify their age, that's enough. That's all they need to see. Because he's at the point right now, one slip up and he's done. Is it messed up maybe that you could send him back to prison? No, it is not. Because I told you, one lost 15-year-old, two 16-year-old or 16-year-old girl going around the yard sale trying to have some fun. She comes to Lorne's late. I mean, I don't know. We'd find out what kind of monster this guy really was. So that's what I would do. And once the 15-year-old saga, you could see how far you could take it. If you got Lorne to ask her to come out because she hates where she lives and she's going to get emancipated from her parents, oh, this is just too good. Well, what's emancipated mean? They freed the slaves a while ago. No, Lorne. It means I'm going to break ties with my parents. I'm going to be free to make my own choices because I'm sick of it, and I'm sick of my older sister always taking all the credit, always getting all the attention. Just say, I'm done. And I think that would be enough for Lorne Lynn Armstrong. I think that would be more than enough. So all of those records, this would all start with COD services. Then one of the high-ups, then they get busted, then they admit Xavier's involved. One of the high-ups turns Xavier in, sends a message, to the police with all the records of Xavier's involvement, that you're already hero to Lorne. Then you have the boyfriend and you have the Lorne advice, right? Then you have the 15-year-old younger sister who's defiant, grown up, not winning, not submissive, but speaks like an adult. See if they start texting. See what happens. All of that would be recorded, and we'd have a repository, a public repository of Lorne Lynn Armstrong and his interactions with the 15-year-old girl. I'm down with that. I am. I don't know what you guys think, but that's my idea. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.